Not a lot of voting items compared to this year compared to previous years. Probably the issue that took the most discussion was the new kickoff proposal that passed. Talked a lot about health and safety, particularly I think the hip drop tackle that'll be banned. But a lot of good things. The league's in very good shape, I think, from a financial standpoint in terms of popularity. So overall, very positive.
It came out. Go ahead.
Well, why'd you guys vote against it? What was your concerns there?
The kickoff? Yeah. Our issue was that it's such a major change. Our thought was it would make sense really to have maybe as a trial or experiment in the preseason to see what. There's going to be some unintended consequences, I think, and I just felt that it made sense to have a trial. But that said, it passed. I think it was overwhelming. It was like 29-3. So, we'll be very supportive of it, and we do. We have one of the better kick returners in the league, so we'll put that to our advantage.
Does that help you to be supportive of it now that it's here? Because I would think you want Keyshawn to get as many opportunities.
Oh yeah, no, I think you have to, and I think you look at. This year, I think 22% of the kicks were returned league-wide. We were kind of the outlier, just I think between the weather here and, of course, Keyshawn's such a good returner. But the Super Bowl is a good example. I mean, 13 kicks and not one returned. Only one was even returnable. Every one was up into the stand. So it kind of had become almost a meaningless. It wasn't even a play. It just went right to the 25-yard line. So I think it was good, and I think we were all in favor of something that would be safe and get the kickoff return back into the game. It was really just a question of whether we go right with it. Well, the other thing I should say, it's a one-year rule, so we'll be able to evaluate it after the year.
I've only seen one replay of XFL or whoever was doing it. So I would assume they showed you a lot more.
Yes, yeah, we've.
Because the one I saw, it was because they're lined up so close, so it was just a wall of guys going downfield.
Yeah.
And I was like, are there going to be long kickoff returns, or is that it's going to be really hard to pull off?
The XFL experiences, I don't think there were many kicks returned for touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, I think our coaches are smart. They'll figure out schemes, and it'll be a little different than the XFL. But it makes the play more like a punt where the players are running down together rather than, the current kickoff where it's, full speed runs into blockers. No.
Mark, what did you think of year one of Jordan Love? And I know you said back in July we'll see what Matt's real offense is like. What did you think of year one of that?
It's pretty damn good. No, I'm really happy for, obviously Jordan, the way he played. And not only the level that he played at, especially as the season got on, he just seemed to get more and more confident. But his leadership, we saw that, throughout the off season and certainly during the season. So really, really pleased with the way he's played, and I do think the future is really bright.
What do you think of the job Matt and Brian have done in helping the team get to where it is right now?
It's been great. If you had told me a year ago, we'd be here, in the playoffs. We didn't. We lost the 49ers, but, we were in that position. I can't say enough good things about both Matt and Brian. And Russ Ball is a key part of that as well. But, the way Matt and Brian work together, it's really bodes well, I think, for the future.
You know the game. You played the game. When did you know it, Jordan? When did you see it? Okay, it's pretty damn good.
I don't know if it was one specific game, but just the way he comported himself. He had some challenges early in the season. Obviously, when you beat the defending Super Bowl champions and the Super Bowl champions, the way he played against the Chiefs was kind of eye-opening for me.
The city has, at least for temporarily, stopped negotiations with the lease.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah, it was disappointing. I got a call from the mayor that he was going to cease negotiations. We want to, we want to stay. We're going to stay in Green Bay. We're going to work things out. But I guess I'd say that for us, the keys are, we've invested a lot of money in the stadium. We're not asking for any public money. I think going forward, we're willing to put in, and this is, out to 2030 or 2040, we're willing to put in 1.5 billion into the stadium. We've already put over 600 million of our own money into the stadium. But given the fact that they've walked away, we're going to cease. We're going to go forward with $80 million in improvements to the stadium, mostly in the concourse and the concession areas. That, given the status of negotiations, we're going to halt those investments. So that's going to affect our fans and also affect us. It's a very dangerous play. I think 25 times more than any other play in the game. So it was on people's radar. One of the issues is it's hard for the officials to see it and to call it. So, but they have to have it as a rule. So it was passed. I think it was unanimous. And what we hope is that, we don't think the coaches are coaching it. It's usually what happens is a defender has usually been beat and he's grabbing on something. And so trying to get that out of the game, though, I think will be positive. And so what will happen is it probably won't get called a lot, but we will be able to find players for it. So hopefully that'll take it out of the game.
Mark's coming up on a year until the
Yeah.
draft. Where do things stand with their preparations?
Good. Actually, the league had a presentation on the draft today, talked a lot about, the plans for Detroit. But, with us coming up, the league office, they had, a number of employees here in Green Bay last week, kind of looking at it. And so I think plans are going well. And once we get past Detroit, then I think things will really kick in, when we'll be on the clock, so to speak.
Do you have an inclination yet on if you're going to go to Brazil or not, and what are your feelings about that?
Yeah. I think we'll obviously hear soon on that with the league. We're very supportive of international play. The one issue with Green Bay, though, are the size of our airport and the size of our runway, and we want to make sure that we're not at a competitive disadvantage in terms of how long it's going to take us to get to Brazil. There's some thought that we might have to bus to Milwaukee and then fly. Just some of those things. And I anticipate probably within the week we'll find out. So it's either us or Cleveland. If they choose us, we'll welcome it. I think it'd be exciting. It'd be the first game ever in Brazil, and could be exciting. But want to make sure that we're, some of those things are worked out.
You can't get a plane big enough in Green Bay? Is that the issue, I take it?
Yeah.
Do you have any inkling on how likely it is it could be you guys, or is this 50-50 straight up?
I think the league's looking at some of those issues, and also part of putting together a full schedule. And we'll see. I think it probably 50-50. I know. We'll see.